Ooh, that looks tasty. Gamer is back with another game review, and today we are talking about 20 Strong from Chip Theory Games, designed by Josh Carlson, Salem Scott, and Shannon Wedge, with illustrations by Chris Beck. And before I get started, please make sure you turn your Klingon subtitles, because if I make any mistakes in the rules overview, that's where you will find the corrections. And additionally, I was provided this copy by Chip Theory Games. Now, what this game is this is a new game system in many ways, and it consists of the core game, which is what you see here, which is the Solar Sentinels deck. However, currently you can also get Hoplomachus, Victorum, and Too Many Bones decks as well, though they all use the same system, though the details within them are different. And in this particular one, what has happened is bad bug monster things are attacking, and it's kind of the last chance for the best fighters of Earth, the Solar Sentinels, to go to the moon and kill the big boss up here and, save Earth and humanity and blah, 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 blah. And to do that, you're going to be picking one of the Solar Sentinels, and you have a choice of 6, which each of these cards are double-sided. And in addition to the different art and abilities, you're going to have different stats here. And we have health, we have strategy, which relates to how many items you can have and how many times you're able to roll the dice in the strategy phase, and then recovery would be how many dice you get back at the end of each strategy phase. And so, the object of the game is you're going to be fighting your way through these stacks of enemies until you're able to fight the boss. And to do that, you simply need to fully deplete one of the stack. If you are not interested in how this game is played, so I'll jump into my final thoughts. You would go to the timestamp on the screen right now. For those of us still here, let's briefly talk about how this game is going to work. Now, as I said, you're trying to defeat the boss, and if you're playing with them, you're trying to accomplish these missions as well, and you do missions from left to right. So this particular one here is you have to kill 2 level 2 enemies, and that's going to make sense in just a moment. Excuse me, not 2, you have to kill 4 level 2 enemies, and you'll use the chip here to kind of track that, and the chip is used differently for each of the 3 different decks that you can get with Solar Sentinels. Now, so what's going to happen is, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to choose which of these bad guys you want to face. And it tells you what their special ability is. It tells you how much damage they're going to do to you. It tells you how much damage they can take, their special ability. It tells you what the reward is when you kill that bad guy. And then the skull here means if you face one of those, you have to then add another bad guy to come kind of join the party and face you as well. So, just for the sake of argument, let's say that we are going to do our best to try to accomplish this mission right here. So we want to face one of these level 2 enemies. So, as we look, this is not a level 2, so I'm going to ignore that. This one is a level 2, but it's going to add another enemy. I don't like that. But this one here is a level 2, and its special ability is items can't be used. Well, this early in the game, I have no items, so that doesn't even hurt me. And he doesn't add any enemies. So we're going to face this one right here. And we'll see we've revealed a dark orange card here, and I'll tell you what that means in just a moment. And so the way this is going to work is I have all of these dice here, and I can roll as many of these dice as I want, trying to get these hits. And these symbols right here, those are double hits, so they count as 2. And I'm trying to get it to add all the way up to 5. But the catch is, when I use these dice, I'm going to lose these dice, at least for a little while. So just for the sake of argument, we're going to say I'm going to just choose on my first roll, and keep in mind I can do 2 rolls because my strategy level is 2. So I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4 dice. And I'm going to try to get all the way up to 5. So I'm going to take this here, and I roll. And what I've done here is I've gotten 3 hits. And so I can choose to apply any of those that I want. And so let's just say I'm going to apply these 2 hits, and I can roll again. Now so I have to re-roll these, but I can also add any of these that I want. Well, I only have 2 rolls. Now I'm getting a little nervous, so I'm going to go crazy and add these 2 as well and roll all of these. And so now we see I have gotten what I need. In fact, I have overkill because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've defeated it. And so all of these dice here would become exhausted. Then I would claim this, and now I have this amputator ability, which I can banish 2 dice from my dice pool, meaning I get rid of them forever, they go out of the game, to immediately defeat one level 1 enemy. And we'll notice over here, my Matter Reshaper allows me to get a bonus every time I use items like that. So it's kind of a choice that I have. And as I said, I can hold 2 items. So I could take this one and just kind of put it over here. I now have that item. However, I also have this refresh ability. In this case, it is 1, so I can take 1 of the dice that are exhausted and put it back into my pool. And so next time I go to the strategy phase, next time I face an enemy, I can't use these dice. Now let's just say that my dice rolling had gone very, very poorly, and I was unable to defeat it. Let's say I still only wound up with 2 hits. Well, all of these dice would still have gone over here. It would recover its health, and I could only recover 1 die, and I would have to go again after it hit me for 3 damage, putting me down to 1. But, as I said, let's say that didn't happen, and I was successful. Then I move into... Then the next thing I would do, as I said, I've now defeated a level 2 enemy, so I would tick this up to 1, and I'm 1 out of 4 towards accomplishing that quest. Then I would go back and go again, and I would pick which one of the enemies I want to face. However, this orange one is a priority enemy, meaning I have no choice, but I must face that one, so that one would come out. It had no skulls, so I don't have to worry about adding any more. I have to notice that this enemy cannot be defeated unless it has hits from at least 4 different die colors applied to it. So I could roll all of these blues if I wanted, but that's not going to be able to beat it. I would have to roll at least this and hope that I'm able to defeat it. And that's kind of how this game works. You're going to play through until you've reduced one of these stacks to nothing, you've accomplished all of your missions, and then one of the bosses will come out and you will fight that. If you beat the boss, you win. If the boss kills you, you have lost. And that's how this game works. So, what do I like about this game? First of all, I love how small the box is. I mean, now, my favorite Chip Theory game is Too Many Bones, and I have this 50-pound monstrosity over there. And oddly enough, because of the size of it, I actually don't get it out nearly as much as I wish I did. Also, I've not figured out how to get everything into the trove chest. I know it's possible, people have done it, but I haven't figured it out, so it makes the organization a little bit wonky. But anyhow, I love how quick and easy it is to get this to the table. It's super fast. It's also a fast experience. Too Many Bones, not a fast experience. Hoplomachus Victorum, not a fast experience. Though with the Mercury's Boots, or whatever it's called, it is a faster experience, still not a fast experience. Burn Cycle, not a fast experience. Klaus, you're seeing a theme here. Though I will say Triplock's pretty quick, and I guess Game to Pick a Games are very fast, but I don't have that one, so I don't know. But point being, it's fast. And it has all of that dice chucking action that I love from Too Many Bones. Now, with that said, I'm going to start out by talking about just kind of the core gameplay that you saw with Solar Sentinels, and keeping in mind that the other decks do different things, but still the core. What I like most about the core gameplay is you're chucking all of these dice, and you can roll as many dice as you want, which I love, but you're only going to get a few back, so it has a little more Euro vibe to the game than most Chip Theory games do, I think. And so you're really trying to manage those resources, and you have this push your luck as you're deciding how many dice you want to chuck and how many dice you're not going to chuck. And I just think it works really, really well and in a very satisfying way. And I think when you're dealing with the different stacks of bad guys out there and you're trying to decide who to attack, there's such deep strategy and figure out, okay, I'm going to attack this one because this is going to get me a bonus that I would like, which makes me able to attack this one over here. But if I attack this one, I got to bring out 2. And it really is satisfying the way that works. And again, a quick, short game. I also think, as always, the production is really good. The dice are really nice. The box, they've even got like velvet or something in the box. And the cards, again, are the very, very slippery cards. As the PVC cards, we got the foil on there. They look really good. It just great. Just looks great. Great production as always. And then I like that the other 2 decks, the Hoplomachus and the Too Many Bones, add something different that make it feel like a different game. Even though the core mechanics are the same, enough things change that suddenly it feels super, super different. And I really like that. When I first sat down to play this with Andrew Santoro at Origins or Gen Con, I don't know, whichever one it was, a long time ago, I think it was Origins, I didn't want to play the Too Many Bones because I have too many bones. I like my too many bones as it is. Nah. But he convinced me to do it. And of course now I have it. And it's great. I love that. I love the Too Many Bones deck. It is so much fun. And the Hoplomachus one is a lot of fun too. So I love the little changes and how much fun it adds to the game. It worries me. It worries me because it means a whole bunch more decks are coming. But for now, it's just a really, really good experience. So what are my quibbles with the game? Well, the first one is it's solo only. Now, I play a lot of games solo only, but when I think of Too Many Bones, some of the best times I had playing Too Many Bones in those games are with somebody else. Even the best experience I've had playing Hoplomachus Victorum, which is a solo game, was when I played it with Original Dawn, kind of just sharing it together. Something about chip theory games being kind of discussed around the table is just so delightful. And the fact that you can't do that with this might be a knock for some people. I mean, heck, it's going to go in my backpack. It's going to come with me when I travel and all of that. Don't get me wrong. But it might be something that is a bummer to people. You can't experience it with somebody else. I'll also say that you might be a little turned off that it is still the core mechanics are the same throughout all of the games. Maybe you're looking for something that's going to feel really, really different. I think it feels different enough for my taste, but that might not be what you're looking for. You might be like, oh, this feels like the same game. It's not, but it might feel the same way to you. I think the biggest quibble that I have with it is, as you're getting different characters, and as you go away from the Solar Sentinels deck and do other decks, it feels a little more varied, but the different characters are minorly different. And saying minorly is not fair. And compared to a lot of games where it's like you just have different stats, they're very different characters. But if you think about all the other chip theory games, you're going to say, oh, well, that's not a lot of variance. And so there's that. Now, with all of that said, I really, really enjoy this. And I said this a couple of times when it came out on GameFound. I was really busy at the time, so I didn't have time to do it. So I did not have the time to do any deep dives, but I didn't get it, so I didn't get it. I didn't back it because I didn't really understand. I was like, I don't think, yeah, okay, whatever. There's gonna be Too Many Bones and these space bug fighters, and I'm out. And I'm really sorry that I did feel that way because it's really fun. And now that I know what's going on, what's happening with it, I think this is a delight, and I'm very excited to play more of it. And this is a game that's going to be one of my go-to. I'm traveling, put a deck of this in my bag because I can do that, and it is that much fun. So there you have it, folks. That is 20 Strong. For my taste, I think the Too Many Bones deck is the best of the three. So if you're only going to buy one extra deck, I would probably buy the Too Many Bones deck. But, you know, it's they're all good. But anyhow, there you have it, folks. That is 20 Strong. As always, if I've made any mistakes in the rules overview, please let me know in the comments with the timestamp so I can get that into the Klingon subtitles. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, share, maybe become a channel member. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.